Hello there. Well, I thought I'd make a quick video here in the bedroom, which is why you can't see the bookshelves. Here I have a little bit of peace and quiet, and Jessica can run free and make as much noise as she wants without me interrupting her or her interrupting me. And I wanted to make a very quick video just to get something off my chest, really, and that's about shunning. And I'm stating the obvious, I realise, but sometimes it's worthwhile getting these things off your chest. And what I wanted to talk about was the way that shunning follows you. It follows you once you leave the Jehovah's Witness organisation. Usually when you leave an abusive relationship, it's possible to sever all ties with your abuser and basically move on with life, with only your memories haunting you, only your bad experience occasionally reminding you of what you've been through. Not so with Jehovah's Witnesses, not so. We're now in 2016. We're coming up on the 3rd anniversary in December of me attending my apostasy trial and disassociating myself. And only this week, I have had a reminder of the fact that I'm shunned. We had some family members on Deanna's side of the family visit, and without going into details, I'm very careful not to give too much detail about Deanna's side of the family because I understand how sensitive the situation is, but without going into detail, there were problems. It was awkward. There was awkwardness. And there should be no awkwardness. I'm 36, for goodness sake. And it's like I'm having to hide in my own house. That is not a normal situation by any stretch of the imagination. And that's just one example. I could give more. There's all the times when you go into town and go shopping and you notice someone who's a witness and you're having to avoid eye contact, or you're sure they've seen you but you're trying to pretend that you've not seen them. All of that nonsense. I also have friends locally who I play football with, or did play football with until I broke my arm recently. And again, without wanting to go into too much detail, frequently there will be dilemmas, shall we say, that will come up because I'm anxious not to embarrass or cause any embarrassment to a local lad who also plays football, because he's a Jehovah's Witness and forced to shun me. So there's all of these different dilemmas that crop up in day-to-day life. And that's why I think it's important to acknowledge that shunning isn't just a one-off deal. It isn't like, well, you're shunned, and now you can just move on with your life and forget about it. I consider shunning to be something that impacts me on a day-to-day basis. I have a father who still hasn't met his granddaughter, my daughter Jessica, who's now just over 2 years old. Absolutely adorable little girl. And my father is not a part of her life. Now, I consider every day that goes by in which my daughter is deprived contact with her grandfather, I consider every day that goes by as another slap in the face by Watchtower. I really do. And I think the moment we start letting Watchtower off the hook and saying, oh, well, it's happened, what's happened's happened, let's move on, we're giving them a free pass to carry on doing it. I honestly believe, I don't believe in holding a candle for disfellowshipped loved ones, insofar as I don't think we should let our lost relationships be become of distress to us on a day-to-day basis. But when it comes to holding a grudge, I very much definitely do hold a grudge, because it shouldn't be happening. It's the 21st century. So it's worth just kind of noting that and, you know, planting a flag there that shunning isn't just a one-off deal. It's something that follows you. It's something that continues to happen. And when I think of my own activism that I do, the videos I make, the articles I write, I would say to a large part, the fire that burns in me is due to the fact that the punishment I've received from Watchtower is ongoing. It's not something, because people often say, oh, why don't you move on? Well, I can't move on to some extent. To some extent, I can't move on because it's affecting me on a daily basis. Every day that goes by with my dad shunning us, or not meeting, not being a part of Jessica's life, that's abnormal. Those are abnormal days, because if it wasn't for Watchtower, if Watchtower wasn't inside my dad's head, this wouldn't be an issue. He would be involved in Jessica's life. So that's all I wanted to say, really. Nice short and sweet video. That is the reality of shunning. And that's why, well, partly why I do the activism I do. I mean, to a large extent, the cathartic elements of my activism ended some time ago. I now no longer feel as though I have to make videos and write articles in order to receive healing. But there is just still this fire that burns in me that probably wouldn't be burning anywhere near so brightly if I wasn't feeling Watchtower's punishment on a daily basis. And that's why, in my opinion, shunning is so evil, because it's not a one-off deal. It follows you even when you've completely washed your hands of being a witness, even when you're an adult. And you should be able to wash your hands and no, you can't. It follows you. And that's why it's so evil. So I wanted to share those thoughts. Quick word on future videos. As I mentioned in my last video, I'm currently in the middle of working on my book. I'm working on my book throughout August. I'm pleased to report it's going extremely well. But do look out for the JW Broadcasting 21 and 22 rebuttals over the next few weeks. I am making slow progress on them, but again, the priority has to be my book, and also I will be finishing the Worst Convention Ever series at some point. I might not be able to finish it this month, but it will definitely be finished sort of August, September-ish. So that's that update, and my arm is healing very well, thank you. I have a little bit more movement in it now, which is good. And thanks for watching.